Now, y'all already know what time it is. It is time for the mess. So let's get into it, y'all. What's good, y'all? This be your boy Scotty by Nature TV, and we're here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess. You see this damn deodorant stain? Child, whatever. Y'all know, whatever. So anyway, we're here for a brand new episode of Yes for the Mess. Yes, I had to get myself a replacement mic, honey, because last night my mic fell off of my computer desk, and it pretty much messed up the wiring, and then my mic was messed up. Then I had to get on my laptop, and people didn't even like that. So, child, I went and got me another mic immediately after work. So, yes, we're back in business after a couple of hours. But we're here for Yes for the Mess, and we're here to talk about four things today. There's four things, and we're gonna get that. We're gonna get it started now. First things first. The first two things that we're talking about come straight from urbanbellmag.com, so I don't have to constantly keep saying it. Yes, indeed, it comes from Urban Bell. That's the first thing that we're gonna talk about. As you guys already know, Kelis been in the news for calling out Beyonce, and I didn't even notice until I was getting ready to do this interview that Tyrone Gilliams called out Sheree Whitfield for basically being fake, knowing that he wasn't coming to film with her. Basically, that's what he said. So we're gonna stick with that. We're gonna stick with that. We're gonna get into it. We're gonna, y'all gonna listen to what I gotta say. And then after y'all hear what I gotta say, you're gonna give what you want to say in the comment section. Well, in the chat, this is more than likely gonna be a premiere video, anyways. So we're gonna get into the first story of the day, and that is Jazelle and Robin and Monique Samuels. Okay. So I don't listen to their damn podcast. It's called Reasonably Shady, and I'm not interested in it at all. And that is very reasonable and shady. Okay. Now, apparently, I think they had Carlos King on, and they were interviewing him and stuff like that. And they were basically talking about Monique Samuels, but they talked about a plethora of things. But the things that's been in the news is what they had to say about Monique. Now, y'all already know what the y'all already know what the history is with Jazelle and Robin with Monique. The first time Monique came on the damn screen, Jazelle was talking about it because she said she had 4 homes, and Robin and Monique almost got into a fight, and Robin Mayweather got all up in Monique's grill to the point to where Monique had to pull the damn umbrella out to threaten to choke her. So they've had a pretty much tumultuous past. And not only that, there was some scuttlebutt that Monique's brother was running a fan page for her and shaded Robin on social media and all types of stuff. So it's a lot that went down. And not only that, when Candace and Monique had their altercation, Jazelle and Robin pretty much, they supported Candace on that. In my opinion, they did that despite Monique because they didn't like Candace anyway. And from what I heard about this up and coming season of the Housewives of Potomac, Candace is into it with these same two women that's on this screen that was sitting up here defending her and pretending like they had her back when she got to fighting with Monique. But that's a whole nother story for a whole nother day. Now, according to the Urban Bell Mag, the Green Eyed Bandits recently talked about Monique, and they said that Monique was good for the show. They said that Monique was good for the show. But this is where the shade comes in there, because Robin was being reasonable with what she said, but Jazelle was not being reasonable. She was being shady. Okay, so I think Carlos King had asked them, do you think that Monique brought something to the Housewives of Potomac? Okay. Now, Robin really did not care about Monique leaving. However, she did admit that Monique was a great addition to the show. Robin had said when we filmed the show and season 1 was about to premiere, I said that we didn't have any color on the show. I said we're too light skinned. We need brown skinned women on the show. And I said people aren't going to connect with us. I said people who are used to watching Atlanta are not going to connect with us because they're going to see a cast full of light-skinned people. So when Monique was casted, I was happy. That's where Robin said it. Then she continued on by saying, I was so happy to see a beautiful brown-skinned woman casted on our show that's living a Potomac life the way they wanted to see. I thought it was a fabulous addition to our show. And for that, and just for that reason alone, I thought that that was so important for people to see that and for them to be able to connect with us. And do I think that she was a good addition to the show? Yeah, we had success. So a lot of people tuned in. They saw Monique and they were like, oh, let me watch this show and see what it's about. Now, Robin also felt like fans could relate to Monique. And so she also said that, and then people were able to appreciate the show for what it was and not look at the show and say, I can't relate to anyone. So just for that reason alone, I think she was a great addition. So then, after she said that, Jazelle came in and basically agreed with what Robin said, but also said she is right where she needs to be, which is with you on another network. And when she said with you, she was talking about with Carlos King on the OWN network on Love and Marriage DC. Now, that's pretty much what was said on that, okay? Now, listen, am I surprised that Jazelle set her ass up there and shaded Monique down on that show? No, because like I said before, Jazelle had it out for Monique from the very beginning. We all got to keep it a book. She had it out for me from Monique from the very beginning. They didn't like each other. They, in that very next season, it got even worse when Monique brought Kendall around, was talking about the arrest of, Sherman and all sorts of backbiting shit that they did to each other, and it was just at the point of no return. And I just feel like when it all boils down, you know, you know, uh, what's her name? Giselle just did not see it from Monique. She just didn't see it from Monique at all. She just wasn't here for it. And that's just what it is. Now, did she bring something to the show? I would say that she brought the glam to the show. I would say that she brought what we needed to see on Potomac. She was actually living in Potomac. She was living the Potomac lifestyle, having a wealthy husband, living life like it was golden and all types of stuff. When we looked at people like Jazelle and Robin, they lived that middle class lifestyle. Robin was halfway broke. Giselle, I don't know what she was doing. And Karen was talking about the Black Bill Gates, but had outdated kitchen and shit. So it was just like, we didn't really see all this good stuff that they was talking about until she came along. But I think that at this point she may be best. I just might agree with Giselle and Robin. She might be best with Carlos on Love and Marriage DC. That might be her thing. That might be something for her to do and for her to stay. That's what I think. And I think that everybody should stay in their own quarters. That's what she's doing right now. And I think Love and Marriage DC is doing well in the ratings. I mean, I tuned out of the boring shit if you ask me, because the shit was boring. I couldn't even get past the first two episodes. So that go figure. But yeah, I think she should stay where she is with Carlos. But Giselle, did you have to be shady? Did you have to? But then again, it's kind of like Monique is always shading the Housewives of Potomac show. Like they are, like she's always shading them. So I just feel like, I guess what's good for the goose is good for the gander. But Giselle gonna find any reason to. It's just pretty clear to me that Giselle just don't like Monique, and that's just and that's okay. That's okay. Ain't nobody mad with her for that. It's just pretty clear. It's clear. It's crystal clear that her ass don't like Monique at all. But with the bad blood that they had, I don't see that ever changing, period. I don't see that ever changing. I don't see Giselle ever changing her mind on that, period. I just don't. I really don't. So, we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to the next thing, and that is Drew Sidora. Now, as you guys already know, Fatum was on Candy's Speak on It this past Sunday, and she was spilling a whole lot of tea. They were both spilling tea, Candy and Fatum, about what was going on this past Sunday's episode of the show and what was really going on behind the scenes. Now, what was very interesting to me and what I wanted to talk about was the fact that Fatum said that Drew got her kicked off the show. That's what was said, honey. She said that Drew got her kicked off the show. Okay. She, it was a lot of mess going on. We know this. It was a lot of mess going on. And it was to the point to where Drew did not feel safe. Drew didn't feel safe, she did not feel like she needed to be around for Tune. You know what I'm saying? And it was to the point to where, Drew threw doggy treats at the girl. She threw doggy treats at the girl, and not only did she throw like doggy treats at her, but after that, I think Fatum touched her stuff. But we're gonna get into this Urban Bill Mag article basically. So this is what went down. So Sheree's friend Fatum, she was banned from filming because she did something that made Drew and the producers feel uncomfortable. So we're gonna get right on into that. Let's get into this part with Fatum and Drew. So, like I said already, it was an interesting revelation, might I add, that Fatum said she got payback for Drew throwing dog treats at her. Now, y'all know, according to Fatum, when she was on Candy Speak on it, she said that she took Drew's purse. Okay, that's what she did. She said she took, where is it at? She took Drew's purse, brought it to Sheree's room so they could see what was in it. Drew and the producers thought she went too far, which confused Fatum because she said that the producers didn't mind Drew throwing dog treats her way. So I quote what Fatum said. So you like that, but you don't like that I took her bag to Sheree's room. It actually would have been hilarious to let her roam around for her bag. I don't know. It's more entertaining than me, throwing next thing you know, everything is shut down. And then she continued to say, after that, I stopped being invited to come back. And I was like, what's going on? I was told, well, she complained all the way to the top and said that she didn't feel safe around me and that she felt threatened. And I also tried to I touched her belongings, which is her purse. And I'm not going to tape if she comes around. That's allegedly. I can't tape around her. So. And also, Fatum went on to say that her time on the show has come to an end after the purse situation. And I quote, after that, I stopped being invited to come back. And I was like, what's going on? I was told, well, she complained all the way to the top that she didn't feel safe. I think I already read that. Yeah, I already read that part. So that's pretty much the basis of that situation. So, in so many words, she took it to a whole nother bad girls club ass level. Okay, I get it. Drew threw doggy treats at you, but she did not touch her personal belongings. And by you touching her personal belongings, you took it to a whole nother level by doing that. You know what I mean? Like, what made you think that they was going to be okay with that? Like, you took her purse and you decided to do some childish ass shit by going through her purse to see what was in it. Why you want to go through another woman's purse? You know what I'm saying? That's my thing. Why do you want to go through a whole nother woman's purse? You know what I'm saying? And you're trying to figure out why you're not invited back to film. They don't want nobody that's gonna be doing some bad girls club ass shit. And that is some bad girls club ass shit. You thought it was okay to go through this girl's purse and you thought that she was gonna be okay with that. No, she wasn't. And I wouldn't have been okay with it either. That's just like when the girls on like Bad Girls Club when I used to watch it, and they used to like take the girls bags and throw them outside, go through the girls' clothes, do all that. I never was here for that, and I didn't understand why other people was ever here for that shit anyway, because I definitely never felt like that shit was cool. I'm like, why the fuck? And I never understood, like, why the fuck do y'all think that shit is good to be going through people's shit? Like, I just I was never here for that. I always thought it was lame as fuck. I thought it was whack. And the fact that Fatum ass, old ass, is going through that girl stuff and thought that she was gonna, cause I would have felt that, but Drew just did what Drew wanted to do, and Drew got what she wanted. And I'm telling you what it is. She didn't want her on the show, no way. You know what I mean? She didn't want her there anyway. So she did what she needed to do to get her off, and she got her off. And I can't say that I'm mad with her for that. Bye, Fatum. Bye. I'm glad your ass is gone. Cause you got on my goddamn nerves. I'm just gonna be honest. Fatum got on my damn nerves. But we're going to go ahead and we're going to move on to the next story. And that story is Beyoncé and Kalise. Okay. Now, apparently, according to the neighborhood talker, that's why I first saw this, said Kelis isn't feeling being sampled on Beyonce's up and coming album, which is coming out in the well, when you watch this, it's already out. But I guess she was being sampled on Beyonce's new album, and she claims that she wasn't notified about it. So we're gonna get into this mess right here. So the milkshake singer, my milkshake brings all the boys to the yard. She says that she was not asked to be featured and is accusing Beyonce and her team of theft. I know I said that wrong. In a comment she wrote, my mind is blown because the level of disrespect and utter ignorance of all three parties involved is astounding. I heard about this the same way everyone else did. Nothing is ever as it seems. Some of the people in this business have no soul or integrity and have everyone fooled. Kelis is calling Beyonce's character into question after a fan suggested that Beyonce might admire Kelis. Kelis responded with, admire is not the word, okay? So I'm guessing it's a song called Energy. And I guess it samples Get Along or something like that. Get Along with You. That's the name of the record. And so after Kelis was being attacked by the Beehive, she took it a step further and went on a video and said what she had to say. So we're gonna play that real quick. Let's get into it. Hold on, y'all. There you go.
So just to add to my thought, here's the issue, okay? This is really not about Beyonce or anything else for that. The reality is, okay, and I said what I said, so still all facts, okay? But the reality is that this is more about the fact that, like, there's a lot of hypocrisy and there's a lot of nonsense. So we've got Pharrell, who did an interview, I think last year, talking about artists' rights and how people should be able to rework their deals and artists should be getting credit for what they've done and all this stuff. Where in reality, when I was signed to him, I had the same manager that he had, and he has writing credits on my records, okay, all my singles, coincidentally, and he never wrote a song, a lyric a day in his life, okay? And so, yeah, that's a problem. Number two, we've got Beyonce, who, like I said, out of human decency and artistry and female, just all of the stuff she sings about, all this empowerment and stuff, I don't talk about it, I am about it, okay? So the reality is, all of this female empowerment, it doesn't only counts if you really do it, if you're really living it and walking. So just to act the walk. Don't just talk the talk. It's real cute and fun to sing all these girls' songs. Like, come on now. Let's be real, all right? And then thirdly, you want to talk about Pharrell's time? Oh, cause I'm happy. I'd be happy too if I was stealing all kinds of folks' publishing and rights to songs and all kinds of stuff. I actually really wouldn't be happy because it's evil. But the point is, okay, is that there's a lot of hypocrisy and someone has to talk about it and bring it up. And it just so happens that I was thrown in this. This is not like I looked for it. I was actually last night, I was posting on my Bounty and Full page, just doing my own thing. And then I saw one of my fan pages and someone was like, oh, that's a collaboration between B and Kalise. No, it's not a collaboration. It's called thievery because the definition of collaboration, it means that we are working together. There's no working together if you are not even checking to see if everything's cool. That's a problem, okay? I would never do that to another artist. For real. I never have. I never would. Why? Because what's the point? If I like it so much, why wouldn't I just be like, yo, I really like it. Can I use it? What's like, whatever. That doesn't happen, right? It's nonsense because some people, I don't know what they think. I'm the walk. Really, I don't even care. The point is, something has to be done about it. I'm not just going to talk about it. I'm not going to pop off all the time. I'm saying what I have to say because it's true, okay? But I do think that something needs to be done. It happens to a lot of artists. It happens all the time. And I think that really something needs to change. And this just might be the fuel that I needed to actually do it because honestly, I try to keep to myself and stay out of the drama. But if it keeps coming to me, what else am I going to do, right? That's all. So say what you want to say. I don't really care. Peace.
Okay. So that was Kelis, baby. That was Kelis. Kelis had a lot to say. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. She had a lot to say about this situation. And yeah. Here's my thing. You don't own the music. That's my thing. Like, you don't own the music. So it's like you really don't have a right to really be upset about this. Like, I get it. You may feel stifled, you may feel cheated, and all of that good stuff, but you don't own the rights to this song. And I feel like Pharrell owns the right. So your gripe needs to be with Pharrell. Your gripe should not be with Beyonce. Like, at the end of the day, Pharrell owns your shit, and I think you need to get to a point to where you get your shit together and get your ownership to your music together, because it's like you get mad at the wrong person. And I can understand how it could be a little bit frustrating to you. You know what I'm saying? That somebody is using some shit that you work really hard on. You know what I mean? And so it's like Pharrell owns the masters, you don't. So it's, to me, it's kind of like, you know, it's business. Like, it's not like she took the song. and nobody gave her the rights to it. She didn't take it and not get the rights to it at all. Somebody gave her the record. So it is what it is. The person that owns it gave her the record. But at the same point in time, I'm not going to dismiss her feelings and all that other stuff. You know what I mean? I'm not going to dismiss her feelings because I do feel like she's she's in her feelings, and I think she has every right to be in her feelings, at the same time, because she recorded the record, is on her album, is her work, she wrote the song, whatever. So I do understand why she would be just a tad bit frustrated about the situation. And I do feel like maybe she should have been hit up and been told that, I like this record. I plan on sampling it for my song. Although you may not own it, I just want you to know that I'm going to use it. And, she probably would have been like, probably felt like Beyonce was a real one and just spoke to her about it, even though there's nothing really Kalise can do about it. But on a business standpoint is, well, I'm talking to the person that owns the record, and Pharrell is the one that owns your masters. You don't own them. So the only thing that you can do to keep this from coming up is, try to figure out a way to buy your masters if you can. Like, do you own your publishing? Like, you got to figure some things out. I don't know all the ins and outs of the situation, but I don't think that Beyonce is at fault. The only person that you should be mad with at this point is Pharrell. But I'm definitely not going to dismiss her feelings. I'm not, because I do feel bad for her. But when you don't own the masters, that's what happens. That's why a lot of artists go independent and then they buy their masters. Like a lot of people's, like Keisha Cole, when she went independent, the first thing she did was buy her masters. Now she owns her masters. The same thing with Remy Ma. She's independent. She owns her masters. So, y'all artists better try to figure out a way to own your masters. I think Ashanti owns her master too. If I'm not mistaken, I'm not sure. Either Irv Gotti still owns her shit or something, because I know she was trying to re-record her album so she can own it herself or something like that. I don't know, but I don't know what y'all think about that. Do y'all think that Kalise has a right to be upset? Are y'all team Beyonce on this situation? Do y'all think that she should be mad with Pharrell or be mad at everybody involved? You know what I mean? It's hard. It's really hard to say, but I'm definitely not gonna just dismiss her feelings, because I think she has every right to feel the way that she does. I'm just gonna be honest. It has to be frustrating when you work so hard on something and it's pretty much taken from you in a sense, and then it's nothing you can do about it being taken from you because you don't own it. You know what I mean? So I definitely could feel her pain on that. So shout out to Kelis. And hopefully she figures out a way to get this shit right and all this other stuff. But I don't think that Beyonce deserves to be called no soul having because she got a record. You know what I'm saying? But however, teach his own. We're gonna move on to the last topic of the day, and that is Sheree Whitfield and Tyrone Gilliams. Okay. Now apparently Tyrone Gilliams has done an interview with the JasmineBrand.com, and he called out Sheree. They aired the news. And he called out Sheree and them, and he told why he sent Bravo a cease and desist. So we're gonna get into that. We're about to go ahead and get into that right now, because we all want to know. Because Sheree played it up like he just left her in the freezing cold and she waited for him, but he never showed. So we're about to get into this audio really quick, and then after that, we're gonna give our commentary, and then we out of here. Because I gotta look at Chase in LA. So let's get into it, y'all. Let's get into it.
Before they aired the new season of Real Housewives of Atlanta, it was reported that you or someone from your team had sent a cease and desist to Bravo. What can you explain what that was about, or is that true?
Yeah, it was true. What happened was, Jazz, I'm a businessman for once. As I say, God family business, I live by it. But I was aware of the taping, but there was no arrangement contractually or any agreement with me and Bravo. But really, because I don't have a problem being supportive of a significant other or somebody you're dealing with. But when they created that narrative, and when the narrative was created in regard to me and an event not an event, excuse me, a lunch date or something that I was supposed to have with her. That's when my lawyers had to jump in it because it was putting me at risk for going back to prison. What many don't know, I don't think your viewers, your followers, or even on the Housewife brand, I was on home confinement, Jazz. And when you're on home confinement, federal home confinement under the BOP is very restrictive.
Okay.
So you don't have the freedom to move around as I'm able to move around now. I just got off the monitor, but I had an approved schedule and approved places I could go. One was church.
Okay.
The other was the gym. And then I could go to get therapy for my for my doctor for mental health. Outside of that, I had a curfew. I had to be home. So, I couldn't quote unquote stand anybody up because I'm in the house. I'm not roaming around.
Well, let me ask you this. So the cease and desist, that was sent
pursuant to, that was sent after that situation because
after the alleged stand up. That was after that.
It was definitely it wasn't alleged. It was a false narrative by her.
Before they aired the new season.
Okay, y'all. All right. So in so many words, this was a scheme that Todd set up to come to us with the bullshit. Nah, for real. This was something that was set up. Shereé knew what was going on. She knew why he wasn't there, and she decided to run with the narrative that he stood her up. And that's why he sent Bravo a cease and desist and all this other stuff to protect himself. At this point, Shereé would do anything to keep her check at Bravo. She would do anything for a storyline. And I'm not saying that Tyrone is completely truthful because I don't know what's the truth. All I know is that at this point, we already hearing that Shereé dating Martell Holt. And then we turn around and we hear on TGIF Funky Dineva dropping tea about about a media outlet that's close to Martell, saying that he ain't even with Shereé and that he just a pool boy and they just cool and she not even his type and all this other stuff. So what's really going on? Because like I said, although, Tyrone is who he is, he went to jail for fraud. So you really can't believe nothing that comes out of his mouth either. But at the same time, Shereé is not immune to lying. She's not. She's told a couple of lies of her own. So I'm trying to figure that out. And like I said, I don't put it past her to make a narrative about this man standing her up when she knew why he wasn't there from the very beginning. So she can look, good on TV and make him look bad. That's how it comes across. But I don't know. Like I said, I really don't know. And I'm not going to sit up here and act like, he's the model citizen because I don't know. But he did make some valid points in the video. I mean, he did say, my lawyer said I couldn't do this. My lawyer said I can go to the gym. I can go here. I can go there. But filming a lunch, no. And she knew this already, but she tried to get me to film it anyway. So, Shereé, if you already knew what was going on and you just sat there outside in the freezing cold, acting like this man left you so you can make a narrative so you can feel bad in the public eye, that's really messed up. That's messed up if you did that. I'm just being honest. It's really messed up. I would hate that if you really did that to him. Cause like I said, I don't know what he did. I don't know what's true, what ain't true. I really don't know. Cause like I said, he is an ex-con, so I don't know what he doing. But what he said made a lot of sense, Shereé, and you got a whole lot of explaining to do. Maybe I should try to reach out to her for an interview if I can. We gonna see about it. But with that being said, y'all, what y'all think about this situation? Do y'all think that Shereé was lying? Do you think that Tyrone is telling the truth? Do y'all think that they both lying? Or do y'all really not give a damn? We'll figure it out. But with that being said, y'all, this be your boy Scotty. Be sure to like, rate, comment, subscribe, share this video. Also, be sure to click on that notification bell so you can be notified whenever a video drops. And if you want to follow me on any form of social media, my Twitter, my IG, and my TikTok will be down below. With that being said, you guys, I am out of here until the next one. And be sure to tune into my Bill Collective review later on tonight, right after the show is over with, okay? It's already done and it's ready to go, okay? So I'm out of here and I will leave you guys with the promo from Nova Cosmetics, y'all. I'm out of here, y'all. Bye.